Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy, Simeon Russell, coming at you with nothing but Knicks. I know the game is still on. 51.3 seconds left in the game. Looks like the Knicks are going to drop this one, but we've seen a nice comeback and some takeover ability by Kevin Knox. Special guest, Mr. Rubenstein. Let's go. Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy, and I'm here. I'm honored, very honored to welcome our guest for this evening, Mr. Harris Rubenstein. Mr. Rubenstein, it's become customary that we give a shout out to the chat. So could you please just shout out the chat?
Oh, absolutely. Shout out to the YouTube chat. You know, I've gone back and watched a couple of your shows, and the chat is always popping here with nothing but Knicks. I love the community that you guys are growing here. I'm all for it. You guys seem to be a good mix of Knicks fans with, you know, reasonable expectations, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. We got a couple of crazy ones in here, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see some of them call in or jump in the chat. But
right.
For the most part, we got a pretty good group of guys that ladies too, not just guys. We got some ladies in the chat. It's mostly guys, but we got some ladies in the chat. We had a lady call in not too long ago, and it was definitely a surprise for the guys in the chat. I don't think everyone knew how to act. You know, it surprised me, to tell you the truth, but it was good to hear a lady call in. So we got some lady fans as well.
Yeah, I hope everyone was on their best behavior at least. I mean, there are a lot of lady basketball fans out there, but when you catch them, you gotta be on your best behavior for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if everyone here is ever on their best behavior, but yeah,
I'll try to be on mine just to make up for everyone else.
Yeah. So before we even get started talking about the Knicks and the Lakers and things, why don't you tell us a little bit about Chat Sports?
Sure, will do. So I'm the lead NBA analyst on our sports network called Chat Sports. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, really anywhere at Chat Sports. And we've really ramped up our YouTube live coverage. We've been broadcasting on Facebook since September, NBA, NFL, college football, really anything you can imagine. And then once the NBA finals hit, we were like, boom, baby, we got to get into basketball. And I was sitting there saying, yes, here comes my chance. And we killed it during the draft. We roasted every other internet live stream during the draft, over 600,000 viewers. And then we did a free agency special and a couple other, fantastic shows along the way. So it's been an awesome ride. I've loved the YouTube community, despite all the angry people in the YouTube comments who I don't understand where they get all this time to comment on so many YouTube videos, but it's been awesome. I'm loving the YouTube community so far.
Yeah. I seen your draft special, and I must say it was great. I actually went to your draft special, free agency too. Even for free agency, you guys had your thing going on for free agency. I went to your channel before I went to ESPN.
Yes,
I really did.
perfect.
Especially in free agency, I went to your channel before I went to ESPN.
Our coverage for free agency was so unique because there weren't a lot of people weren't a lot of channels doing live stuff right at midnight. And we figured, look, the Woj bombs are going to be dropping. Why not just do a little live streaming and have it go out? And obviously, what was that? I believe it was Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday. We were doing a show, and LeBron obviously dropped that he was going to the Lakers while we were live on air.
Wow!
And we just skyrocketed. I mean, it's been great. The YouTube community, and this coming from a guy who's done a lot of stuff in digital media on a lot of different platforms. YouTube is second to none. I love the people that watch sports here.
Yeah. YouTube is great. It's great for streaming. I mean, you basically can have your own television station if you do it right.
Hey, that's what we're doing, baby. I mean, the ESPNs and the Bleacher Reports out there, I think they think way too big when it comes to a lot of the stuff going on right now in sports. People just want good old-fashioned sports coverage with a little fun on the side. And, you give them that with the Knicks. It's reasonable. It's intelligent. That's what we try to do at Chat as well. I do piss off some people. I got to have, a couple things here and there. But for the most part, I try to keep it pretty even, unless it's about the Ball family. And then I just go completely off the rails.
Then you just go off.
I will not. It has become a joke on the Chat Sports YouTube channel how people will constantly. I'll say it on this channel because I'm not on the chat. How people will constantly get me to say LiAngelo Ball's name, but I refuse to say it because it's not worth my time. Because I kept telling everyone that he wasn't going to end up on a team, and I was right. So that's what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, before, and I know this is, we're here to talk about. We're going to talk about the Knicks.
Oh yeah.
But this is a big story, and so I just wanted to get your take on it. Mm-hmm. Shady McCoy, did you see the stuff going on with Shady McCoy?
Yeah. I gotta say though, with all this stuff that's going on, I've learned since I've really started getting the professional sports coverage, you gotta wait for all the info to come out, because originally the story was, he abused this woman and it was his ex-girlfriend plus his dog and his kid, and now it has evolved into maybe he put out a hit on her to raid her home and beat her up. Like it has gone completely off the rails. But I have learned that in situations like this, wait for the information to come out, because it's only going to get crazier as we go.
Right. Yeah, it's something, man. I seen the pictures, and when I seen the picture, I was like, I really, really hope that he didn't do this.
And as you can tell by my last name, I am a Jewish man, and I grew up with a Jewish mother who made sure that I respected women to the utmost point. And I just see a lot of these athletes, just celebrities who treat women like crap, and I just don't get it. I cannot even think of what kind of mentality you'd have to be in to injure a woman like that. But one little thing about this I want to mention with football, just a theory. Like a lot of these guys, we saw it with Brandon Browner. He's getting rung up for attempted murder. He's going to court. Yeah. Aaron Hernandez, obviously, with his whole thing. I would not be surprised if in the next couple of years you started hearing some reports about the connections between violent crimes and concussions. Because at this point, it is so off the rails with these football players and these violent crimes during and their post careers. There has to be something there. A lot of these guys are good people. I just don't know where they're coming. We got a comment here saying from Killa Beats saying, Chat Sports are the crying Jordan heads. Yeah, baby, that's us. Whenever we're talking about rumors, we'll bring up one. It's been fun.
For sure. Yeah. So,
do it.
Let's talk. Did you get a chance to watch the game?
I watched a little. I watched the first half of it. I was just kind of making some dinner, and I was like, shoot, man, Kevin Knox is playing the Lakers tonight. I got to see it. He is much-watched TV right now. Yeah, it's so much fun.
He's much-watched TV. And for Knicks fans all over the place, we are ecstatic. I can tell you, we are definitely ecstatic. I am disappointed that we lost. For those who maybe have not seen the game, we lost to the Lakers tonight, 109-92. We staged a pretty good comeback in the third quarter, led by Kevin Knox, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But ultimately, we lost 109-92. Disappointing for those people like myself who I like to win.
Of course,
I like to win, and I have arguments with people in the chat all the time about tanking. I'm not a tank guy. I do understand you play the young guys and let the young guys play, let the chips fall where they may. I get that. I don't like sitting guys out for the sole purpose of losing. But that's another story. I don't want to get these guys riled up in here. So for me, it's disappointing, that we lost. I like to see us win. I like to see us set that culture up. But it's very, very encouraging to watch Kevin Knox, Mitchell Robinson, play the type of games that they play. It's just encouraging as a Knicks fan when we've been so deprived of talent.
Yeah.
For so long, to actually see talent on this team,
it's gotta be cool.
It's unbelievable.
I think another part of that also, another young guy I've seen with the Knicks so far in Summer League, Alonzo Trier, who I think I'm saying I might be butchering his name, but the kid out of Arizona who I have no idea how he didn't get drafted. And he was the second best player on that team along with Ayton last year. And he's been doing great work so far for you guys. I mean, I'm pretty sure he had 20 tonight. He looks explosive.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you're the Knicks, I know that for whatever reason, at least what I've seen, that a lot of Knicks fans have this weird love affair with Trey Burke. But if you're the Knicks, you want as many young guards as you can that can score. And Alonzo Trier looks like a real player right now. Maybe they do a two-way thing with him of cutting back and forth. Maybe he plays more of the two. But I've liked what I've seen out of him so far. I like his game.
Yeah, he's definitely he's a two-way player. As a matter of fact, right out of the draft, they didn't even wait. Yeah. They didn't even wait to see. He was undrafted. They gave him a two-way contract right there. When they were able to sign him. But they gave him the commitment right there. He had 21 points and 10 rebounds tonight.
Good. Yeah, he's a good player. I like him a lot. I think that, like I said, he'll go back and forth between the G League and the NBA this year. But again, if you're the Knicks, you need as much talent as you possibly can. And he might. I don't know how much point guard he'll play, but after Tim Hardaway Jr. at the 2 guard spot, it gets kind of light. So I think they're fine with a player like him.
Now. And then, of course, just to run down some of the stats, like we said, Alonzo Trier, 21 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Mitchell Robinson, 13 points, 18 rebounds. Kevin Knox, 21 points, 9 rebounds. He did have 7 turnovers, but we can live with that. He's a young guy. We can live with it. He shot 40.9% from the field. Last 2 games, his field goal percentage hasn't been high, but that's okay. He's young. We can live with it.
Right.
Before we go any further talking about this game, is just some things that I see and I like to hear what some of these Knicks fans think. From afar, we're Knicks fans. We think everybody hates us. The referees hate us. We hate us.
Oh, man.
Right? Fans from all over the place. We just think every state cannot stand the New York Knicks, no matter what it is. So, from someone who covers the national landscape of basketball, and you're a fan.
Yep.
What is your view of the New York Knicks?
My view of the Knicks right now is that they're doing everything right. I was worried that this front office was going to want to get kind of aggressive with everything going on in free agency and maybe make a big trade, but they've been playing this correctly. They're accumulating assets. They're fine letting their guys develop, and you could not have picked a better head coach for this team going forward than Dave Fizdale. That was maybe the best move that we've seen all offseason from any team outside of maybe LeBron going to the Lakers, was Fizdale ending up with the Knicks. He is going to do wonders for that organization, or for the Knicks, and just what they're going to be able to do going forward. But people need to know, outside world doesn't really hate the Knicks right now. I think they appreciate the fact that they're trying to grow in the right way, but if you're a fan and you catch the Knicks on television, you're happy to watch them. You get to watch Chris Stapps when he does end up coming back. You'll end up watching Frankie Smokes, who's one hell of a perimeter defender. We'll see if the scoring comes around, but worst case scenario, ends up being a really good player in general. So overall, I'm excited for what we're going to get with this Knicks team going forward, but I can't get over Dave Fizdale. I am his biggest fan. I think he's going to be an absolute monster for them going forward. You talked about Mitchell Robinson and Kevin Knox. Is there a better coach in the NBA for Mitchell Robinson than Dave Fizdale? I'd argue there isn't. I think he's the number 1 coach for a guy like Mitchell Robinson. Yeah, I'm with you 100%. And just for having the type of young guys that we have in general, for young guys in general, I think he's the perfect coach. Guys that maybe have been in the league, like with Marc Gasol, he was in the league for, however long. Fizdale is close. If you get a guy like, let's just say, for example, if Carmelo Anthony was here. Carmelo Anthony is 34 years old. Fizdale is 41, 42 years old. They're pretty close in age. Yeah. Right? It's hard to coach someone that's close in age. Yeah. To you. And I know the second time I brought up the Lakers, so I promise I'll keep them down. But they're having that issue too with with Luke Walton being 39, 40, and LeBron is 34. They were drafted in the same class for Christ's sake.
Exactly. So that's hard. That's hard. Yeah. So having a young group of kids and then having some veterans that you can lean on for to kind of hear what's going on in the locker room, help mentor the kids. It's perfect for Fizdale, and it's perfect for these young guys, and the mentality that Fizdale comes to the team with, it's great, and I think we have a match made in heaven. I really do. And listen, guys, this is coming from a Boston Celtics fan.
Hey, I'll admit it right now. I respect, because think about it, that's how the Celtics rebuilt. The Celtics rebuilt through accumulating assets, making good draft picks, and getting a good coach to lead the way. And that's what the Knicks are doing. They're doing it great. They're taking a chance on some younger players with high upside. You know, they did it with Kristaps, they did it with Frankie, they certainly did it with Kevin Knox, and we'll see how that works out. But you know, the Celtics did the same thing. I mean, they took a huge chance on Jaylen Brown. No one thought he was going to be this good. They took a huge chance on Terry Rozier and Marcus Smart, and they're working out great for them too. So I think the Knicks are playing this really, really well right now. I've been impressed by the rebuild. I think, you know, when you give up a guy like Carmelo Anthony and you're trying to, you know, target your franchise in a different way, do it through youth. Don't do it through paying people way too much money that they don't deserve.
Right.
Don't be, you know, don't be the Thunder and just give out money like it's going out of style. Like, be smart, be consistent, and build the correct way. It's going to pay off for the Knicks eventually. I mean, they've very few contracts for next season. They might have 2 max slots in 2019. Like, that's the right way to do this.
Right. And definitely, I think they're doing it the right way. Just a whole lot of upside. I know everyone in the chat is really excited about what's going on with the Knicks right now. So
they should be.
It's great. About the game today,
okay.
You know, we lost by 17. We made a good run in the third quarter. You know, you and anyone in the chat, how much? I know people kill Frank Ntilikina because he isn't a scorer. He doesn't score.
Yeah.
Right. But how much do you think the Knicks missed Frank Ntilikina today versus the Lakers and his ability to help his defense, of course, right?
Missed. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. You know, his defense, of course, and then his ability to run an offense. I think he does. I think he does run an offense. I think he does a good job running an offense. Some people do not believe that he's a point guard. I think some people don't believe he's a point guard because he doesn't penetrate like, you know, the Damian Lillards and Kyrie Irvings of the world. You know what I mean? But he does it his way. I think it's more of a Jason Kidd style that he does it. You know?
Yeah. And I love Frankie Smokes. I love the pick when they did it, and I still love the pick today. I've always been on the bandwagon that I know scoring is important in the NBA. Obviously, you want to score points. There are so many different ways that you can affect a basketball game outside of scoring. And I think we saw with Ntilikina last year, that's what happened. I mean, he ended up being one of the best perimeter defenders of any rookie, maybe the best perimeter defender of any rookie last year. He showed a decent amount of playmaking ability. It was a little inconsistent, and I'm hoping that he continues going there. But I saw an eye for passing. I saw an eye for defense. I saw someone who's going to be a real effort guy late in games. It's just the jump shot and the ability to score around the rim isn't really there. But again, that's fine. You can be a facilitator and a great defense and still be a really good point guard. It's fine. I know that he's still looked down upon a little bit in NBA circles, and I'm not saying this is the Celtics. I'm just saying this is his career in general. Rajon Rondo, you can make an argument. I don't think he's going to end up being a Hall of Famer, but he's certainly close. And he's spent his entire career being primarily a defense and passing-based point guard.
Exactly.
And if you're Frankie Smokes, I don't think you force yourself to become an outrageous scorer. Get to a point where you can average, 14 to 15 a game and be a consistent enough shooter at like 44, 45%. That's fine. But he's going to be a plus-minus guy in his career. And those are the best guys. That's how you win championships. You win championships with plus-minus guys, not a point guard who's going to score 40 a night but give up 50 on the other end because he doesn't play defense.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that's a great take, and this is coming from someone who's not a Knicks fan again, people. And so this is the eyes of someone who's outside of the Knicks fandom, the Knicks fan
Way
nation.
Outside, yeah.
And someone who's outside of
Knicks, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's kind of what you said tonight with the game. I mean, look, the Lakers had Josh Hart. And I know that Josh Hart obviously isn't going to be winning MVPs anytime soon, but remember, this is still the Summer League. And Josh Hart, in terms of a Summer League player, is a superstar. I mean, the dude dominated Summer League last year. He's had a full season of NBA games, including starting a ton of them. Now he comes back to the Summer League without a ton of NBA-ready guards on this team. Of course he's going to put up 27.
Yeah.
The guards tonight for the Knicks who started were Dotson and Trier. They're not going to stop an NBA caliber point guard. And Josh Hart is going to get some starts this year, and they're going to use him a lot with the Lakers. So I don't think it's too much to worry about. It is still Summer League. use it for seeing the guys that you know are going to be at the NBA level next year, like of course Kevin Knox.
And Josh Hart, just for the stat line with Josh Hart had 27 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and then Xavier Rattan, that's how he wants his name to be pronounced. Rattan Mays, he had 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. So their point guards definitely got loose. And I'm not gonna say that Frank would have stopped them both, but he would have definitely helped on Josh Hart.
Frankie Smokes would have been able to take down Josh Hart for sure. I mean, this dude was playing, primetime defense against Kyrie Irving last year and doing a really good job. I mean, he opened my eyes, not even just against Kyrie. I mean, he did a great job when the Knicks took on Toronto and he had a matchup with Lowry. He did a really good job. And then, what was the other matchup that I loved watching him in? It was Western Conference team. Oh, right. When the Knicks took on the Jazz at one point last year, and he was up against Donovan Mitchell, and they had a war. It was an awesome battle between the two of them. He did a really good job.
Yeah, and so many people just underestimate what Frank can do. They want him to be something that maybe he isn't. And like you said, let him be what he is. That's what I believe. Let him be what he is, and then craft your team around for all players. Find out what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. Find people to fill in those holes. Frank, I really think his only weakness is he's never going to be the kind of point guard that just breaks down the defense off the dribble.
No.
He's not going to be that. If you want to call that a weakness, okay, I'll give you that. Call that a weakness. But he's never going to be that kind of a point guard. But it doesn't mean you can't be successful with the style of point guard that he is.
Right. And we've seen it across the NBA. We've seen it across the NBA with teams like this not having dynamic point guards and ending up, being successful. Obviously, the sample size of the past 5 years is, mute because Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving, it's just obviously the sample size is going against me here. But just in general, there are a lot of, the Utah Jazz last year, their primary ball handler and point guard was Ricky Rubio. He still can't shoot, and he's been in the NBA for 8-9 years now, and he's still getting the job done. It is fine. I do have one question for you because I saw this in the comments and I have to know: is Frankie Smokes actually his nickname? Is this something that is accepted in the Knicks community? Because that's all I call him.
There are a lot of nicknames that are accepted for Frank.
Okay,
you got the French Prince, Frankie Smokes, Neil Matic. There's a whole there's a bunch of nicknames for him.
Okay,
I think the French Prince is probably the most popular, in Twitter and I think the French Prince is probably the most popular, but there's a million different nicknames for him, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a few different nicknames for Kevin Knox as well.
Oh, I can't wait to see what people come up with for Knox. I mean, there's, I'm not going to make it off the top. I mean, you got Knox and the Knicks, and there's some sort of something's there. Someone come up with it in the comments section and let me know. I can't come up with it off the top of my head.
Yeah. There's something, and people are going to love it too because, Kevin Knox is going to, I think he's going to tear up the league. I'm not saying he's going to come out and average 20 or 25, but maybe he could. I mean, I don't know. From just what I see in him, Kevin Knox has the it factor. I think he just has it. When you see him on the court, when he has the ball in his hands, you're afraid that he's going to make something happen. The other team is afraid, and I feel like he's going to make something happen.
I don't understand why he wasn't getting more appeal in this year's draft, and I know that when big men are at the top end of the draft, people get infatuated by big men. I don't. I'm still under the impression that a big man cannot be the best or second best player in your team if you want to make a run in the finals in today's NBA. And, Kevin Knox, a week before the draft, he was rumored to maybe be a late lottery pick, and then he obviously ended up in the top 10. But why didn't he get rumored to go higher? I mean, we were just coming off of a year where I understand people love Donovan Mitchell, Ben Simmons. You can make an easy argument that Jason Tatum was the best rookie in basketball last year, 6'9", 6'10", with an unbelievable ability to shoot. And Kevin Knox comes out of college, Kentucky, another great college program, with a very similar style. Very long, very versatile, ability to shoot over people, and is explosive around the rim. And I just never understood why he wasn't being projected to go higher. Like, be real with yourself, people at home. If you're actively looking at what works in the NBA, excuse me, who has a better chance of having a successful NBA career? Kevin Knox or Mo Bamba? The numbers by a pretty significant margin say Kevin Knox. Yet Knox ends up going, 3 picks after Bamba does when he goes 6 to the Magic. So I think the Knicks saw with Kevin Knox a modern day player, versatile, long, can defend multiple positions, explosive around the rim, can shoot from anywhere on the court. And they've also seen in the East that wings are dominating. I mean, the Celtics dominated all last year with a bunch of great wing players. The Raptors drafted OG Anunoby just to stop all the great wing players in the Eastern Conference as well. So I think the Knicks drafted Knox with the idea that they know that wings are taking over the NBA, and they had to get a guy. I mean, they had to get someone out there that's a knockdown player.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And, there was a lot of talk, that the Knicks were interested in Trae Young or maybe another point guard. I never really thought that they were. Never thought that they were.
That was my fault.
That was your fault. That was your fault. See that? You helped pushing the narrative forward.
Trae Young and Madison Square Garden, that would have been unbelievable. But, I've been seeing a lot of people in the comment section talk about how they're happy that they took Knox over Bridges. I kind of want to slow that down a little bit, because I think Mikal Bridges and Knox are two very different players. Mikal Bridges is a 3-and-D guy.
Yeah.
He will play on the wing. The easiest comp I've always had for him is Trevor Ariza. I mean, that's who he projects to be, a really good 3-and-D player with a high upside and maybe a couple-time All-Star. If you're Kevin Knox, I mean, his NBA comp is anywhere from a skinnier Paul Pierce to a Paul George to a who knows. I mean, his career projection can go all over the place. So I like the Knicks going for his upside, especially with his go-to scoring ability.
Yeah, and he may just be, people, those comparisons are great. I'm sure he loves all of those comparisons.
Yeah, for sure.
But he may be the first Kevin Knox.
Yes, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? He may just be the first Kevin Knox. Before we get on to Knox taking over, I just want to give a couple of shout-outs. Jeffrey Seventura, thank you for the super chat. You say, Knox, he said, don't worry, Sim. We're going to light up the tournament. Tournament starts tomorrow night. So I'm definitely up for that. And I wonder, probably not, but maybe the Knicks just rested Frank Ntilikina to get him ready for the playoffs. Who knows?
Hey, there you go. Summer League playoffs. Here comes Frankie Smokes to dominate. I'm a little upset we haven't seen more of him. Obviously you want to consume as much basketball as possible. I want to see what this dude's been working on. I want to see the jumper. I want to see if he's more comfortable with the ball in his hands. I mean, he's still super young. I want to see what they've been working on him with, because we've heard already this offseason that Fizdale is working with Burke, Frankie Smokes, and with Moutier. So we know that they've been working together. I want to see what's going on.
Yeah, definitely. I want to see it as well. And I was hoping that Moutier would play in the summer league because I want to see. I'm up and down on Moutier, mostly down. Just when he first came to the Knicks and his first game, I was like, okay, maybe a light switch. Maybe he needed to change the scenery. But then, you can see he wasn't in shape. And so that concerns me, because as a professional, even if you're not getting playing time, you should be in shape. You should be doing the work to stay in top-notch condition. And he didn't. So I'm concerned about his work ethic. Hopefully being around Trey Burke, because Trey Burke, he made a change. I got to give it to him. He made a change. He's in shape. And then being with Fizdale, Fizdale has a reputation for making sure, coming from that Miami culture, making sure that their guys are in shape. So hopefully Moutier can pick up off of that.
His entire career has just been, we'll see it when we get there, I guess. I mean, between not playing in college to going overseas and then coming to the draft and going to the Nuggets and not getting playing time, like the dude, has so much potential. Like he did coming out of high school. I mean, remember, he was a top 10 high school recruit whose career just has completely gone the opposite way. And I think the Knicks are a good landing spot for him. But if you're Emmanuel Mudiay and you can't make it work with a guy like David Fizdale and with the stability that this organization is trying to grow with, I mean, what is your NBA future? Are you just going to be like a Michael Carter-Williams who jumps from random team to random team every couple of years? Who knows? I hope for more from him, but he just has not shown a viable NBA skill set yet, and it's disappointing.
And just to think, I actually wanted Mudiay over Kristaps Porzingis in the 2015 draft.
I can't
really
blame
did.
You for that.
I did.
If my memory serves me correctly, everybody wanted everyone over Kristaps Porzingis when he was coming out. So
exactly.
I mean, people wanted to draft me over Kristaps Porzingis at that point. So I can't blame you too much for that.
Yeah. Another shout out to the French Unicorn. French, I haven't seen you in a while. Haven't called up in a while. Giving a lot of props to the show. Big shout out. He gets a shout out to Marty Nix, Tony Crow, Ron Cleveland, Ishmael Hernandez. Says what's up to Chat Sports. He gave a shout out to you too, Harry.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. That's
definitely. Who else do I have here? See who else I got up here. Big shout out to Marty Nix. He said he's done with Dotson. I guess we'll talk about that in a minute because I've heard a few people say that. Armando Chico, he said, I think it's the system. He played in Kentucky. It's more team-oriented, but to his credit, he shined talking about Kevin Knox. You know, that could be. We see a lot of players come out of college that's been in certain types of systems, or you know, when Kevin in Kentucky, they have the mantra, you know, everybody eats.
Yeah,
that's their mantra. Everybody eats. So it's, you know, everybody gets their time. In the NBA, it's a little bit different, right? There's a lot more one-on-one play in the NBA.
People get on Kentucky a lot just for, you know, being the whole one and done, you know, kind of program. But look, I mean, Kentucky had a lot of good kids coming out this year. I mean, they had, I'm trying to think how many people they had drafted this year. I'm pretty sure anyone who came out of the draft from Kentucky, I believe, got picked this year. I know Diallo did. Hamidou Diallo, who I'm talking about, he ended up with the Thunder. Obviously, Knox got picked. There's another Kentucky guy who I'm just, Gilgeous-Alexander obviously got picked too. So, look, the competition level that Kentucky brings every single year. I mean, it's just insane. What Calipari is able to do with these kids in 1 year is nuts. I mean, and I have to admit, I didn't think that Kevin Knox, obviously it is still Summer League, but I didn't expect Kevin Knox to be this good right away. I thought he was going to be much more of a project pretty quickly, honestly.
Yeah. And, you know, they're like they're an NBA factory. You know,
they are.
You know, this is what I like about Calipari, you know, from what I've heard and what I've, you know, seen him in interviews and things. He doesn't sell them a pipe dream.
No.
He lets them know, listen, you're going to come here. I want you to be one and done. I want you to come in, fall in line with our system, and we're going to prepare you to go to the NBA. Right? You know,
that's all you need.
And you know, so he's not selling them I guess I shouldn't have said pipe dream. He's not trying to say, listen, we're going to get you here for 4 years and we're going to train you and develop you and da-da-da. He's just, we're going to get you here and we're going to put you in a system. We're going to put you in a situation so that NBA coaches will look at you. And we'll put you in the best position possible. You got to do the rest, right? We'll put you in a position. We'll give you the resources to get there. You got to put in the work. You got to fall in line, buy into the system, so on and so forth. And whatever system and culture that they have there is preparing these guys for the NBA. And, you know, he coaches, college coaches and things when the whole one and done started up, you know, we're concerned, right?
Right.
We're not going to have players. How are we going to adjust to this one and done? Well, he's done it. He's really done it. And he's learned how to adjust to it and bring in players every year because his system is designed to send these guys to the NBA. And, you know, you almost can't go wrong, you know, getting a guy out of Kentucky that, you know, that they're going to be an NBA player. You know, so talking about Kevin Knox.
Yeah.
We seen from him today. And, after we say a few words here, then we'll get to a couple of calls. We seen some takeover ability, which was very impressive to me in the third quarter. We seen his ability to take over a game. You know, in the third quarter, I'm not exactly sure how many points he scored in the third quarter, but in the third quarter, we seen him take over the game, and I think that's very impressive. It is something. I'm gonna be honest, and I know I'm gonna get some hate from the chat. That's okay. I'll accept it. I'll take it. I got my bulletproof vest on. I'll take it. He showed me the ability that I hadn't really seen from Kristaps Porzingis.
Ooh.
You know, I see Porzingis get hot. Of course, I've seen him get hot. I've seen Porzingis, you know, have some hot nights. I've never seen him be able to take the ball to the rack the way that Kevin Knox can take the ball to the rack.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, Porzingis is 7'3". He's not going to have that kind of. He doesn't have that kind of power. He doesn't have that explosiveness. I get that, and I understand it. Kevin Knox, I mean, he can take it into the post and score. He can shoot the mid-range. He can take it off the dribble. You know, I see some things, you know, as far as when the two comes, when they finally get together, the question is going to be who's going to be the number one. Yeah, hopefully, right? But when they're finally playing together, the question is going to be who's the number one. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be Kevin Knox. I believe in the long run, it will be Kevin Knox. Kristaps Porzingis may be the popular guy right now because he's done it in the NBA. Kevin Knox has not done it in the NBA yet. But I believe in the long run, it is going to be Kevin Knox, who is the number one, and Porzingis will be the number two. If they stay together, it will be Kevin Knox.
Hopefully they stay together. I'm actually not necessarily on the other side of that, but I wonder if this Knicks team going forward is going to have kind of what you said, like a number one. Because with Fizdale in there now, like we saw with Memphis, I mean, you know, or the little time that he had in Memphis when Mike Conley was actually healthy, I mean, they would do a pretty nice two-man game between him and Gasol. And they really just used their overall tools well. But Knox and what he's been able to do through just a couple summer league games is almost perfectly aligned with what I wrote down for my draft guide for him. And here are just the strengths I had for him was maybe the best offensive upside of any forward in this class. He's a sensation around the rim. He can finish with both hands, smart player off the ball, and has all the tools to be a good NBA defender. As of right now, through the first couple of summer league games, we've seen all of those. And I actually think we've seen more of an ability to be a knockdown shooter than I really gave him credit for. I thought he had a nice jump shot. Credit, you know, he did shoot a good amount of threes in Kentucky at a decent clip. It wasn't over the top, but it was good enough. But he just has this stroke that is so smooth that I just did not see when he was at Kentucky. Like, it is smooth. The dude can stroke it from deep. Like, he's really got it, you know, down. I think the more and more he spends, you know, with Fizdale and the more players that this team accumulates, he's going to get a lot of open looks on this team. And I think going back to what you said about Kristaps, their games are perfect for each other. They are absolutely perfect in the way that they mesh together.
I agree with you there.
Knox can play the post, like you said, but Kristaps can also play the post, and he can also play on the wing. And sometimes you see him at the top of the key. And that's the same thing with Knox. He can play all over the court. They can stretch it in different ways. They are a perfect combination together. And that's another reason why I'm still all in on Frankie Smokes. Frankie O'Keefe, if people don't know who I'm referencing, though I'm sure
they know. They got you.
Yeah. But another guy who can really do a lot of different things from different parts of the court. And I think that's how the Knicks have been trying to build. They're not looking for these individual pieces. You go here, you go here, square into square hole. That's not what they're looking for here. They're looking for versatile, athletic players that can do a bunch of different things. And Knox plus KP, when he comes back, I mean, come on. Like, it's just, who do you guard? Who do you guard on that team and on a two-man offense? I mean, we just saw a two-man offense of Kyle Korver and Kevin Love crush the Raptors in the playoffs. So it happens. I think that Kevin Knox and KP are a great fit together. I got to say, though, I know I'm in a Knicks circle here. I am not as high on Mitchell Robinson as anyone else is.
Oh.
I am maybe one of the lower guys on him in general going forward. But if you're the Knicks and out of Knox and Robinson, Knox ends up being the star, you are so fine. Like you are totally fine with Knox ending up being the star on this team.
So why do you talking about Mitchell Robinson? Why do you not believe as much as because Knicks fans are ecstatic getting them in the second round? I'm ecstatic.
Oh, yeah.
You know, getting them in the second round.
So great. I'm not crazy about him. I find that whenever I watch him play, this is a consistent thing across the board. I see. Oh, here again. I'll bring up the little scouting report I had on him. My strengths, unreal athlete in a crazy frame that he's going to grow into, and he's great around the rim on both ends of the court, and he's a decent rim protector. My biggest issue with him right now, the dude has no idea what the hell he's doing on the court. Like, he just looks so lost. He's a complete project. I've seen some Knicks blogs and some people say that Robinson could be starting by this season. I just don't see that happening. I think he needs 2 years with David Fizdale before he ends up starting. And that's fine, but I think Mitchell Robinson is going to take a little bit longer to be a real NBA player than a lot of people think. He has a lot of maturity issues. His basketball IQ isn't really that high, and it just he constantly looks lost to me. He constantly looks, oh, holy cow, where'd that guy go? Oh my goodness, he's just all over the place all the time. I just
now I'm definitely with you that he's gonna need some time. You know what I mean? I'm with you that he's gonna need some time. I like I love the athleticism and the value of the pick at that 36 spot. I think is great. I love his athleticism. I don't think he's gonna come in. I know a lot of people. They say he's going to come in. I've seen some people say he's going to start. They should start him over Cantor. I don't believe that at all. His body's just doesn't have the strength. He's going to need. You're right. He's going to have to learn how to play the NBA game. He hasn't played basketball in a year.
Exactly.
5-on-5 basketball in a year. What I don't understand about him. Sorry about that. What I don't understand about him is. Why didn't he go to the G League? If he wasn't going to go to college, why didn't he go to the G League and play in the G League? It's allowed.
That's the funky NBA rules. It is. I believe it is allowed now. I don't know if it was allowed last year. And he had that whole weird thing going with Western Kentucky. And again, I think he has a ton of ability. He has a lot of upside. It's just we've seen centers in the NBA with his kind of skill set that take longer to get going than initially considered. I mean, Bam Adebayo, who came out last year out of the draft, who's with the Miami Heat, I mean, the dude can dunk. Like, he can dunk with the best of them. But at that point, that's all he can really do. And I've said this on a couple shows about Adebayo. Like, he's going to take a while. Centers take longer to progress than other positions because it's like here. I'll give an example. It's like the tight end position in football. The tight end position in football, you need to know how to catch. You need to know how to block both passing downs and run downs. You need to know the calls of the offensive line and the wide receivers and the running backs. There's a lot to take in as a tight end. The center position is the same exact way. You have to know all the calls on the offensive and defensive side of the board. You need to know every single switch that happens on both the wing and down low. You constantly have to know what's going on with screens and what's going on with different pick and rolls. Like, you always need to know what's going on. And I don't know if the basketball IQ is there quite yet. But like I said at the beginning of the show, David Fizdale is here. And if there's any coach who can get the most out of Mitchell Robinson, it is David Fizdale. And it is the perfect fit for what they need to get out of Mitchell Robinson. But I just want to temper people's expectations. He could end up being really good. Just be ready for it to take a little bit longer. Because, like you said, he didn't play basketball last year, which means that he has to catch up on everything that he missed last year, plus another full season in the NBA, and then I'd like to see him with another full NBA offseason with the coaching staff in the Knicks building. So already there, you're a season into his career without seeing what he can fully do. You'll start seeing a lot of flashes, and you'll start seeing him himself. So he's got a lot of ability, but it's going to take a little bit of a time.
We'll see. And he's definitely a project for sure.
Yeah,
He's definitely a project.
I see a comment coming in that's saying Bomba and Mitchell are the same player right now. I wouldn't say that.
I'm not sure who said that, but I definitely disagree with that.
Yes. And again, we're only a couple summer league games in, so Mitchell Robinson very well, in the NBA season could prove me wrong, and I'd be totally fine with that. I'm not rooting against him. I just want to see him progress the correct way.
Yeah, definitely. And a couple more shout outs to give. And like I said, Harris, I was going to have some people, I'm sure you've seen in the chat, some people was firing bullets at me, but I could take it. I could take it. We got some people who, listen, you guys should know by now. I love Kristaps Porzingis. I am a Kristaps Porzingis fan. I do not dislike Kristaps Porzingis. There are just some things that, I believe that. Give me one second.
You're good.
Let me cut that off. There we go. Kristaps Porzingis, I believe that, I just believe that I'm just not sure yet if he is the number one guy. If he is the guy that he's the guy that everyone thinks that he is right now. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that he is that guy yet. And also, there's just some things that I look for, and I think I see it more in Kevin Knox than I see it in Kristaps.
And also, hey, I'll say this about Kristaps. And again, I'm on the opposite side. I am all over Kristaps. I think he's, the second coming, the whole unicorn thing. But look, Knicks fans that are listening right now, you got to realize big men coming off of ACL injuries is always a risk and a project, especially someone who's so young, especially with a guy who has as much length as Kristaps does. A 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" guy coming back from an ACL injury is not the same as someone who's 7 foot, 7'1", 7'2", coming back from an ACL injury. So temper, again, like I said with Robinson, temper your expectations with KP. Give him some time to come back. Like, really, he's going to take a lot of time to get back to what he usually was.
Yeah. So with that being said there, I'm going to jump on and take a couple of calls. Just to let you guys know, I'm not taking any video calls right now. But we will take, you call in through the phone number that's floating across the bottom of the screen. And we got a caller on the line now. Who am I speaking with? Who's this? Oh, they hung up. Okay, call back.
They're afraid. It's okay.
Yeah, somebody called back. I'm pretty sure I got some people that's ready to throw some bullets at me, throw some darts at me. About Kristaps, and maybe even you when we talk about Mitchell Robinson.
Hey, man,
Mitchell Robinson is a new fan favorite right now.
I will take it. Let's go, man. I am all over. I am so fine taking shots. This is the NBA. This is how the coverage of this.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Hold on. I need to let some of you guys know. We are not taking calls on Skype. So please do not call in on Skype. We are not taking calls on Skype.
Your boy's on Skype. Come on.
Yeah, we got Harris on Skype. So we're not taking calls on Skype. So please do not call in on Skype. No calls on Skype. All right. There is a number floating across the bottom of the screen. There are no video calling. All right. So who I got on the line right now?
Man.
It's my man.
You know who it is.
Hey Ron, do me a favor. Can you speak up a little bit louder?
Yeah, can you hear me?
You're a little bit low.
Yo, Sim.
Yeah.
Yo, Sim.
There we go.
Man. I'm gonna start this thing off slow, man. Let me just give you all the facts, man. I'm listening. I'm listening to Chat Sports. I'm listening to him. I hear him talk about Mitchell Robinson. We all know Mitchell Robinson didn't play last year. You know what I mean? He's a work in progress. But to say the guy looks like he's lost out there, I disagree 100% with that. I mean, the guy covers up for other guys, and tonight, Frank not being in the game, we didn't have a guy that could affect the game on the wing defensively. So therefore, you had Mitch who had to continue trying to cover up for other guys. If you notice, our defense didn't look fluid tonight.
Okay.
Didn't look fluid at all. I really agree. Frank would have won the game tonight. I think I wanted to see him play tonight, but I knew right away when he didn't play. I said the way the philosophy with the Lakers, they run that offense just like Golden State do. The ball is going to move. You're not going to beat them unless you can affect them defensively to disrupt the offense. Frank not being there today, that was a big loss. Kevin Knox, I love the kid. I love what he's doing right now, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're comparing him right now to KP. Don't do that. Don't do that. I love the kid, but KP, did we forget the string of 30-point games that KP had when he was taking over the game?
Didn't forget it. Didn't forget it.
With a bunch of scrubs, you got to give KP his due. And I'm listening to this guy talking about KP injury. If you did your homework, KP injury was a clear, clean tear. There was no structural damage. Matter of fact, the surgeon that did the surgery, when he looked at it, he said that's one of the best injuries that he's seen for a basketball injury because normally there's structural damage. KP didn't have none of that. And the guy was slated to be ahead of schedule. So all that talk about KP, let's just kill that. KP right now is the man until otherwise, and let us not forget, all rookies hit the wall. I don't care how good you are, all rookies hit the wall. So let's hear the talk about Kevin Knox further on. I'm happy we got him, but I'm not going to jump the gun and say, hey, this guy is better than KP. Not right now. Absolutely not. This is summer league.
Well,
and being real, I gotta, you know what I mean? I gotta call it like I see it. Alonzo Trier, I killed him. I killed him for what I saw in the first two games, but it was two analysis that I saw. It showed coaching for the fact that, okay, game one, they allowed Alonzo Trier to play his game. Game two, they allowed him to play his game. You saw the adjustments where he took the coaching tonight. He changed his game. So I'm going to give props to him. I got to give props to props is due. Isaiah Hicks, I don't know why we wasted his spot. He needs to be gone. I'm a North Carolina Tar Heel man, but Isaiah Hicks, I felt like this was even when he was at North Carolina. Underachieved, what I call big for nothing. They need to move on from him. They can cut him, as far as I'm concerned right now. And Moutier should have definitely played in the summer league with a new coach coming in, new system, new slate clean. He should have played. I don't understand what he's thinking. So when you look at all the factors there, man, let us not get ahead of ourselves. I'm happy we got Knox. I'm happy as the next man. But to say right now that he's going to be the man over KP, I can't go there. I can't go there.
Okay. Hey, I respect your opinion, man. I definitely respect your opinion. You know I respect your opinion.
Yeah, I know. But do he have the potential, Sim? Absolutely. I see what you see, man. I see exactly what you see. The kid is not scared because they looked like they were going to fold in the game, and I was like, let's see how they come back after getting punched in the mouth. And they played their tails off. I didn't like the energy early on. I thought it was lackluster defensively, and I think it had a lot to do with Frank not being in the game.
Okay.
Frank not being in there now, and I said tonight, thinking about this, Sam, I said, you know what? I said people is going to be talking about, oh, Frank should have played tonight. Frank is going to have a love-hate relationship with the Knicks fans. I hate to say it. The true riders of Frank going to ride with Frank. Then you're going to have them guys that's always on the fence for him. To the point where he's never going to be able to do enough good in their eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Hey, I'm gonna
let you have it, man.
All right, Ron.
Yeah, man. Hey, I love what you do, man. Hey, Chat Sports. Hey, let's temper that thing. I know you got that Boston Lucky Charms in your pocket, man. So, hey, you still Boston at the end of the day. You ain't New York Knicks. So, I'm going to take what you say with a little grain of salt. Y'all have a good night, man. Hey, man. Hey, the Knicks will be back.
All right. Appreciate you, Ron.
Thanks, Ron.
Appreciate you, Ron. Ron is one of Ron is a legend. He is a legend when it comes to calling in. Trust me, Ron is a legend, man.
I want to clarify one thing because I'm seeing this all in the comments, and he says something too about what I said about Mitchell Robinson. And people, I wasn't talking about tonight's game specifically, saying that he didn't know what he was doing. He was out there. I was talking about you got to look at the larger sample size of when he was playing in high school. And he struggled a lot with a lot of defensive switches. And, he's looked good through a couple summer league games. It's always nice. It's a chance to show off some athleticism. But, I'm not going to judge a player based off of, a couple of summer league games. I want to see him in an NBA uniform really making an impact before, I say he's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Caller, I got another caller on the line. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, this is KB, man.
KB, what's popping with you? What's popping with you, KB?
Hey, man. Hey, Tim, man. I know, man, that you're a big Knicks fan, man. But I tell you, man, KP is going to be good, man. We got a good nucleus, man. D-Dot, we got some good pieces, man. But I'm a first-time caller. I listen to your show all the time. You don't give Trey Burke enough love. What's up with that, Sam?
Well, I mean, listen, I really do like Trey Burke, right? I like what he brings. I like what he brought last year. I just don't think that Trey Burke is, I don't think he's the long-term starting point guard. Not with the style, not with, in my opinion, what Fizdale says he wants to do, which play positionless basketball. I think that whole, like Fizdale said, he has a crush on length. He likes length. That whole idea of playing positionless basketball, to me, really does kind of take Trey Burke out of the equation, in my opinion, because of his size. If you're gonna play positionless basketball, I think that you've got to be able to switch on defensively. You're gonna have to be able to switch off on longer players. You might have to switch off, from a 1 to a 2 to a 3, and Trey Burke is gonna have trouble in that area.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I like Trey Burke. I think it's cool that we haven't really seen a lot of reclamation stories like him in terms of NBA players actually making it there. And
hey, Harris, 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Harris, 1 second. Hey, RJ, let me get Harris a second to get in here for a minute. I don't think he can hear you, Harris. That's why.
Yeah, I'm trying to listen through the live stream at the same time, so I'm sorry if I was interrupting. But I like Trey Burke a lot. I love his reclamation story. I see people throwing in that he's going to be the sixth man of the future for the Knicks. He very well could be. Again, another player who is going to profit so much from having Fizdale in there. I know I brought him up a lot, but I don't think people really understand how important it is to have a great coach in basketball, and Fizdale is that guy.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, my man.
Hey, what I was saying was that, a lot of callers, giving Frank the mix up and down. The first game he was shaky, then the second game is Knicks fans posting Frank's revenge. And, if you're going to love Frank, love Frank. I love Frank. Frank, like they said, he's 19. Give him time. But I don't want to see Trey Burke go just because we got Frank. Like, I don't understand. Like, when the Knicks get something good, they just got to keep it. Like, they could work with Trey and Frank. What do you think about that? And I mean long term, Sam. What do you think?
I mean, I think they can. I mean, I know last year when I seen Trey and Frank on the floor together, they looked good together because, Frank, it was kind of like the Donovan Mitchell and Ricky Rubio effect, right? You got Ricky Rubio who can really distribute the ball. His outside shot has gotten better. It's not great, but it's gotten better. And then you had Donovan Mitchell who can really attack the basket. I seen that a little bit between Frank and Trey Burke last year. I just think that Trey Burke is going to be better suited as a six man off the bench.
I got one more point before I get off. Now,
okay.
You're a big Knicks fan, Sam. Tell me that this is going to bring joy to your heart. Now, you remember when we went to the finals '99, we had Houston, Sprewell, Candy as that anchor. Patrick got hurt. But you got to tell me that Kevin Knox is like a smooth Allen Houston. And you got to tell me that Mitchell don't remind you of a little raw Marcus Camby. What you think about that?
You said Mitchell Robinson?
Yeah, Mitchell Robinson. I'm not like he could be a better Marcus Camby, but he he has that Marcus Camby type instinct as far as offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, and blocks. What you think about that as far as Knox and Houston combo?
You know what? With Knox, I can see what you're saying with Allen Houston. You know what I mean? Okay. You know, smooth jumper. He can do things that Allen Houston can't do, I think.
No,
or couldn't
like
do.
Total game. I'm saying it's like a smoothness. Yeah, his game is totally, dribble, hold. Allen wasn't as athletic and gifted. I get what you're saying, but I just mean like that jump shot, like that smooth touch. That reminds me of Allen. He wears his number. I'm not sure if that's because of him, but just similar. He gave me a little, with Allen.
Yeah, I can see like the smoothness in his game. I can see that. We'll see if he gets a jumper like Allen Houston has. But he's definitely smooth like Allen Houston. Play a lot, a very different game because Allen Houston would, really came off of screens and knocked down the 3-ball. Kevin Knox can come off of screens, but I think they're going to play a lot more, just a different game. Kevin Knox is going to be able to go to the basket more, post up.
Well, Dame, are we comparing Kevin Knox to Allen Houston?
Of course, Sam. I don't want to waste your time. I just want to let you know I'm a big time fan. I appreciate you, man. Keep doing your thing, man.
Appreciate it, man. All right, peace. Yeah, Harris. He kind of just said he thinks that Allen Houston, Kevin Knox kind of reminded him of Allen Houston.
Mm-hmm. I can see that. I think Knox has a little more length to him. I mean, I'm trying just off the top of my head. Houston was what, like 6'5", 6'6", I want to say.
Yep.
Whereas Knox, he's a little more 6'8", 6'9". So he's definitely got a little bit of a length advantage. But I like the smoothness factor you're talking about. That definitely hits the nail on the head. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah. Let me ask you, just so I know, are you getting any feedback when the callers call in?
I can't hear the callers, so I've just been turning on the stream and hearing through my headphones.
Okay.
But obviously it's a little bit behind, so if I react a little slowly, it's kind of funny.
Oh, that's fine. So are you hearing any just to let people know again, we are not calling in through Skype. Please do not call in through Skype. Are you hearing any fuzzy feedbacks or anything? Is it coming through clear?
Yeah, it's clear. I can hear. Okay. I can definitely hear you loud and clear. So that's
what about
obviously what's most important. I can't hear I can hear the callers through YouTube when I turn it on.
Through the live stream, is it coming in?
Oh yeah, it's coming in a little light. It's a little bit quiet, but my headphones are a little low. But my headphones are all the way up on maximum volume, so I'm good. But I've seen a couple people in the comments be like, "Turn it up." So
Yeah. Okay, like I said, I'm messing around with these systems a little bit, like I was telling you earlier, to try to make sure I get the right thing going on. The right thing going on.
It's not an experiment. We got enough people watching. Who appreciate the grind and the struggle of getting this all looking good. So I don't think anyone's gonna hate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, they're here with me. They're here with me 100%.
Absolutely.
Man. Definitely, they're here with me to as we go through it. So I got a caller on the line. Who do I have on the line? Hello?
Yeah, what's up, y'all? This is Jake Giant 10. Yo, shout out to the chat.
Hey, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
I'm doing good, man. I'm happy I got through, man. I just want to say, like, real quick, man. Knox, that third quarter made my night, man. For real.
Yeah, you said Knox in the third quarter made your night. Okay.
But I just want to make a quick point about Frank, because a lot of people want Frank to basically be like Westbrook, like Derrick Rose, you know what I mean? But Frank is more like a Rondo, a Jason Kidd type point guard.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what he is. That's exactly what he is. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think people should try to change him.
You're right. And another point I want to
Yo, Sim, I'm being told to tell you they can't hear him.
He plays with his hands down way too much. I think you give him some time with Fizdale to get coached up. I think that dude is going to be a straight beast. Like, he runs like a gazelle. He jumps like a guard. Just give him a couple years, and he's going to – I think he got potential to be a power forward next to KP. Like how y'all feel about that?
Okay, and I'm gonna let you go after this because I gotta work out something with these phone lines. All right.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So, you know what? So what he was asking is, you know, what he was saying is that, saying that Knox is kind of like could be a power forward next to KP.
Ooh.
You know, and you know, I can see that happening if you're going into a small lineup.
Oh man, I would love Kevin Knox as a small ball forward. That is gold right there. But I will say this: this question I got for you, Sam. I mean, if you're the Knicks right now, let's say obviously Knox is going to start. I think is the assumption. What is when KP comes back? What is the starting lineup right now for the Knicks? I mean, who runs the point? Who's at the two? Like, there are a lot of open spots in this Knicks lineup that I can't really make out.
Yeah, and you know, I think you know when KP comes back, I think we'd be looking at. Well, I just say what I would put on the floor. What I'd like to have on the floor, you know, would be Frank at the 1. Mm-hmm. We still have Tim Hardaway at the 2. Kevin Knox at the 3, KP at the 4, because KP doesn't really want to play the 5. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to play the 5. So, you know, KP at the at the 4, and then whoever our center is at the 5.
Mm-hmm. I got to say, I mean, I like what the Knicks are doing down low. I love Kanter coming back. I'm a big Kanter guy. Like, I know that he can't play a lick of defense, but I'm all aboard the Kanter train. I think he's a really fun player to watch, and he brings a lot of energy to the court, which is always important. I'm a fan of his. I'm seeing a lot of people in the comments yelling at us saying that he's not a power forward yet, but you have to remember, people, this is the NBA. Small ball power forwards are all over the place. I mean, in theory, I know he's a little bit skinnier, but I mean, you look at the Lakers with Kyle Kuzma, he's probably going to be their starting 4 this season. Kuzma's only 6'9", so you can really do a lot of different things at the power forward spot, and that's actually one of the beauties of modern day basketball.
Yeah. Okay, we got another call on the line. Who's on the line?
It's the French Unicorn.
The French Unicorn. What's popping, bro? And you know, I think we got this. You know, kind of going back to a little bit of an older system to make sure that we can get things through. The problem is we're gonna hear people calling in, and but you know, we'll deal with it. So, French Unicorn, what's popping, man? How you been? It's been a long time.
Oh man, yeah, it's summertime, really busy, getting up early in the mornings. You start, you know, at 10:30. Usually, I'm already. But I stayed up. I see big things. I saw Tommy D. I see Harris today. Shout out to Harris. I love what you do, man. And Sim, mad props. The show's come a long way since you started out, man.
Yeah. It's coming. It's coming. I'm still working out this audio thing, you know, so I can get it right. But it's coming.
Technical difficulties. Well, that's nothing.
Yeah. You know, it's been happening. You know, it's been happening in you know, the last couple of streams, but I'm working it out. We're gonna get it right.
You'll get
I want you to know I watch every stream. Don't think because I'm not on live. I've seen every single show. I saw all the Tommy D show. I saw every single one. I don't miss nothing you do.
Definitely, man. So, have you had a chance to see Summer League? What do you think about Summer League right now?
I've seen every single game. Obviously, we're all, you know, high on Knox. He looks great. He looks like we got maybe the best kid in the draft. Definitely the best wing in the draft.
Yeah.
I really like it. Mitchell, I disagree with Harris. I think Mitchell's showing something you can't teach. 7'1", 7'8" wingspan. That's NBA ready, if you ask me, you know.
Okay.
Hops, the days, he bounces off his second time. He has some rust. He has to learn how to play D, not to jump up every first time, but that's easy stuff to learn. Being a backup to Kanter, I could really see that happening, especially since, you know, we are basically everybody on our team's young anyway. It's not like we have a playoff-ready team.
Yeah.
It's not the Celtics. We're not going to, you know, the Eastern Conference Finals. We're not there.
Right. And, you know, I think with Mitchell Robinson, he needs to pick up some weight. He's going to have to get bigger in order for him to be successful, be the kind of big man that people want him to be. You know what I mean? He's going to have to, you know, we've seen him in Summer League get.
Yeah, no, I get it.
You know.
I'm taking it in perspective. And, yeah, he's going to have to put on some weight. But at 20 years old, he's got more stuff. Looks bigger than KP did as a rookie.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he's got a little, I don't know. I think we're going to see more. He might start off in the G League, but he's definitely coming up this year. That's how I see it. And
All
Troy
right.
Williams has impressed me in Summer League, too. I think Troy looks really good. I think he's ready.
Yeah.
Frank, the second game, looked good. I mean, a lot of promising things. Even this kid Tier to look really good today.
Yeah.
He looked like he could light it up if you let him.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see how the team continues to grow. A lot of good points there. French is glad to have you back. And hey, check it out.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if I'm getting down there this summer, but I'm definitely gonna be down there next May. I already know that. I'm gonna be down there next May.
I've been to Bethesda 3 times this summer. My brother lives in Bethesda, so I go. We really need to get up, maybe just have a drink, a lunch, something.
Yeah, definitely, man, for sure. For sure. All right, French. Appreciate it. And I appreciate the super chat earlier, my man.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I love what you do. I'm going to keep supporting you. Harris, welcome to the show. Much love for what you do. Pat, I love you guys. And you guys have a good night. We'll do it again. We'll talk again.
Definitely. Appreciate it. Peace out, man. Peace. Yeah, definitely. French Unicorn. I hadn't heard from French Unicorn in a while, so I'm glad French Unicorn was able to make it through. Harris, I know time is getting short, you know, and I want you to, be able to, do the things that you need to do. Thank you for calling in. I really appreciate you for calling in.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely. And I'd love to have you again in any time.
Anytime, my man. Anytime. But here, one more closing words for the Knicks fans out there watching, because I'm all about rebuild and doing it slow and tempering expectations. And I want Knicks fans to understand that it is okay. Obviously, you always want to win, but it is okay to be bad right now. If there was ever a time to be bad in the past decade and a half of basketball, it's right now, because the Knicks aren't going to win a finals this year or next year or maybe even the year after that. No one else is going to win a finals in the next 3 years besides the Warriors, the Rockets, the Celtics, and maybe the Lakers or another random team. But if you're the Knicks, you are fine if Mitchell Robinson isn't good for another 2 or 3 years. You're fine if it takes Kevin Knox, 3 years and maybe till the end of his rookie deal for him to eat superstardom. You got to wait for these guys to grow, because guess what? By the time they're all ready to go, it's going to be, 4 to 5 years. Boom. The Warriors are gone. The Celtics are getting a little old. LeBron's 37, 38 years old, and the league is wide open. At that point, that's when the Knicks can attack and really get things going. Right. So temper the expectations. Be patient, but the rebuild is going well so far.
I got you. Hey, I appreciate it, man.
I got you, buddy.
I definitely appreciate you coming on the show. I know that
of course.
Our guys, can be hard on people sometimes, but
hey, man,
it's all in love, man. It's all in love.
This is the internet. I'm always down for people throwing some chops at me. You can follow me on Twitter at Sportstein. It's sport and then Steen, S-T-I-N, like you see at the end of my name. You guys want to toss barbs at me? You want to toss some hate? Go right ahead. I'll be back at you all day long.
There you go.
I don't stand down to these people. They know that.
There you go. And so when is the next time you guys are on?
Let's see. So we got the Cam Rogers show tomorrow morning. He'll be talking more basketball. And then Thursday morning, let's see, you're on the East Coast. So Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern time, I'll be on by myself on Thursday morning. We're going to be doing the 10 best free agency signings and the 10 worst free agency signings. So you guys will let me throw out some fire.
All right, man. I appreciate it. I will. I'm gonna log in if I'm free. I know I got some AAU basketball games, but
hey, no problem.
I'm gonna log in and check you out.
Awesome, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Definitely appreciate you coming on, and take it easy, man.
Have
Peace.
a good one.
Yes, Knicks family. I appreciate you guys for taking it easy on Harris. Some of you guys came at him a little bit, but definitely a good show. Good show. I apologize that some of those callers was a little bit low. I'm working this out though. You can guarantee that I'm working it out. And I believe I have someone on the line. Is this Isaiah here?
Yes, sir.
What's popping with you, man? How you feel?
Feeling good. I didn't know if we could video chat. I thought you said we got to call in today.
Yeah, I was trying to get people to call in while Harris was on the line. You know what I mean? So I didn't mix up the videos and all that kind of stuff. But we had some people that tried to video in anyway. But it's all good.
Yeah. So it's popping, man.
Yeah. So did you watch the game tonight?
Yeah, me and my dad was watching it, man. My dad was excited. Me and my dad were watching, excited, and everything.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, I hope that guy gonna call tonight. I was like, yeah, Dad, he gonna call tonight. He always do.
Yeah, I'm on there. What you think about how Kevin Knox lit it up in the third quarter?
Man, Ron Cleveland voice.
There you go.
Let me tell man, listen. You know what's crazy, son? I don't want to get a lot of heat for this, but we might not need to have two max players.
You say that again?
We might not need to have two max players.
Okay.
Now, the reason why I say that is because if Knox, and I know this is just some league, but if Knox plays like this, man, do you really want to have two max contracts when you got somebody like an up and comer? So let's just say this. Let's say if it's Jimmy Butler. Do you really want to sign Jimmy Butler to? Let's just say he does a 2-year max,
right?
A 1-on-1 or like a 1-on-1,
right?
Do you really want to pay him $30 million, a 30-year-old, or do you want to pay Knox $3 million? And he'll only be 20 by the time next season. He'll be 20 by next season.
Well, I think that would always be the plan. I don't think the Knicks are going to overpay, but at some point you're gonna have to pay somebody.
Oh, see, I have no problem. Like, if it's Kyrie Irving, I have no problem with that. Because by the time Kyrie comes next year, I think the oldest he'll be is 27. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I mean, that's for another day. But I'm just excited about Knox. I've seen real takeover ability today with Knox just because of we were down 25 and we came back all the way back. You got Coach Fizz on the sideline going crazy. You got it's going good, man. And another thing too is with Knox, once this kid's only 18, that's the scariest part about it all.
Right. 18 years old, and we already see some ability that we're gonna love with the New York Knicks. Definitely. Hey, Isaiah, man, thank you for the call. I got a lot of people trying to call in, so I'm gonna try to move through some of these calls as much as possible, man. All right, you hear me? I think Isaiah broke out on me. I think he broke out on me, guys. As we're waiting for some more calls to come in, let me ask you guys this. We heard Tim Hardaway today. Tim Hardaway said that the Knicks they're looking towards the playoffs. Where are you on that? I don't, I said it the other night. I do not believe that the Knicks have.
Hello?
Oh, Isaiah, you're back. There we go. What's going on with you, man? Let me get through saying what I was saying. I don't believe that the Knicks have what it takes to make the playoffs. I don't believe we have the players right now to make the playoffs. Maybe we can make a small push, but I don't believe that we're going to be a playoff team. Tim Hardaway Jr. apparently thinks differently. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah, I'm gonna let you get on that. I'm gonna let you get on this real quick, and then I'm gonna jump on to another person. What do you think about playoffs?
No, I'm fine. I'm adamant about. I'll say this real quick. A high draft pick right now is worth more than the 8th seed. My opinion. That's my opinion. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand the experience of the playoffs, but man, listen. When I want the Knicks to be in a position where I'm not trying to be the Wizards, the Raptors, the Blazers. I'm not trying to be a a mid-road team. I'm not trying to be the second round is the best we can do. I don't want that for the Knicks. If I want a team ready to go Eastern Conference Finals or Finals. I don't want no 8 seed, 6 seed. I don't want first round, second round. I want conference finals or finals. That's my opinion. I want to get us ready for that. I don't want to be a mid-road team. I don't want to be that.
I hear you. I don't know if, I mean, basically from what I heard him saying, it looks like, he just believes they're a playoff team. So, or that's their goal. We'll see. The player's goal is going to be, that's always going to be the player's goals, and it should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, it should be. Hey, Isaiah, thank you for the call, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to try to get to some of these other calls coming in.
Yeah,
I got a couple
crazy,
people trying to call
go
in,
crazy.
man. Who's Mark? I'm not, yeah. Yeah, who's Mark? Okay. All right.
All right, bro. Be good,
Peace,
bro.
man. Peace. Told Who's Mark to go crazy on me. Who's Mark is already crazy. So he can't go crazy because he's already crazy. So, he can try to go crazy if he wants to. It is what it is. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? That's my man, though. It's my man, 100 grand. Who's Mark? But yeah, playoffs, man. I just don't think that we have we're not gonna have what it is to make the playoffs this year, in my opinion. But you know what? The players, if that's how the players feel, that's how the players gotta feel. You know what I'm saying? That's how the players should feel. You know what I mean? The players should feel that they're a playoff team and they're gonna make the playoffs. That's all good. You know what I'm saying? Who's Mark said I'm tight. I'm never tight, dude. You know what I'm saying? So, understand that, I'm never tight. I'm pretty much cool, calm, collected, and under control. I don't let anybody get under my skin, bro. But yeah, Who's Mark? I'm with you, man. I love you too, brother. I love you too, man. You my man. You my man. Who's this on the line? Tony Crow? For sure, babe. What's going on with you, man? I seen you trying to get in earlier, and I had like 5 different people trying to call in at the same time, and it was hectic for a little second when I opened up the line. So, yeah, you know what I mean? So, and I noticed, what I'm saying, during that time, some of the viewership dropped down. So, but it's all good, man. We here right now. We chilling. We doing it. What's popping with you, bro? Uh-huh. Okay.
Meantime, Tim Hardaway being injured back and forth. I believe Cantor got injured for a short stretch as well. So barring injuries, I think we could surprise the league and definitely be an AC. Cantor was a force to be reckoned with all year, minus defense, right? We lost Kylo Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
And we lost McBuckets. But or Beasley, I say. I think Knox could fill that Beasley role. And not be as much of a liability. I'm about to get sidetracked because now I got to talk about Knox real quick in that third quarter.
But let me chime in for 1 second.
Yeah.
basically what Tony Crow is saying, folks, because I think I had you on mute for a second. He believes the Knicks can make the playoffs, and he's explaining why. You know, that's basically that right there.
Yeah. So, yeah, I believe Knox is an upgrade from Beasley in the sense that even though the knock on him was his motor, I think he's proven that's not an issue. The issue is his age, and that's gonna grow and get better, especially under Fizdale.
Right.
And yeah, Knox is the truth. I've been telling y'all that for a while now.
Yeah. You have. I got to give it up, man. You've been letting us know. You let us know. You know what I mean, that you think Knox is the guy. For sure, you did. You know, you put it out there. You said you think Knox is the dude.
What he did what he did in the third quarter, that's exactly what I was talking about in Kentucky, where you say the guy had these lapses, but you're disregarding the time zone. He just took over the game. And again, who's the coach in Summer League? Mike Miller.
Mike Miller.
Is he what a Hornacek disciple or something? Or you take the hot hand out? I don't understand that. That makes no sense. Like I knew it was gonna be a problem when they sat him, and Knox knew it too.
Yeah. And you know, I can't explain it. The only thing I can explain is Summer League. You know, so maybe they want to see what this person or that person can do. You just never know.
Yeah, but
season comes, I don't see that happening, man.
It's not like we have a roster spot available. Another thing I want to touch up on real quick. I said it last night. I don't know. I think Hicks got to go. I think Dotson needs to go on the two-way, and I think Lonzo needs Dotson's spot. Lonzo is ready to do what he does right now. We know what Dotson was supposed to be good at, which is defense and shooting. He really hasn't shown either one all season, with the exception of that last game of the season. I definitely believe Alonzo is more ready right now than Dotson. Dotson still needs some work. A lot of work.
Okay. You know, you're not the only person to say it. There's been a lot of people saying that they believe that that they're getting tired of Dotson. I've seen a few people say that they're getting tired of Dotson. You know, and you know, and I think the reason why is because of his age, right? Dotson is, what is he, 22 years old already? And, you know, so people kind of look and say, if it doesn't come right now, when does it come? You're 22. I think a lot of people look that way, but, you know, we'll see. And Dotson, he probably should be a little bit scared because you got so many, you know, guards like Alonzo Trier. Not for nothing. Ron Baker's more proven than Dotson right now. Like, you know what you're gonna get from Ron when he's playing. You know exactly, and then you actually makes the couple of shots that he takes. Oh, so people saying Dotson's 24. 24.
Wow. Yeah. He's older.
Wow, 24, 25 years old. Wow. Yeah.
You know who it was the same thing with Clay Anthony early. He had the body. He looked NBA ready. He looked like a basketball player if you've seen him walking down the street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But on the court, he just didn't produce.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I think they'll probably give Dotson a chance, and you know, if it's not working, then they may go ahead and
I don't know.
we'll see, man. We'll see.
I think he has a of being cut because of our roster situation.
You think so?
Oh, I do.
You think he has a chance of getting cut? Okay. Hey.
I think if you're looking at Fizdale's philosophy and you're looking at who the people that are producing are going to play, I would think the same thing goes with the people who are producing are going to have the contract. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One last thing I want to touch. I want to clarify. I definitely was not hating on Frank last night. I just feel like Burke is ready right now, and Frank still needs to improve to get to where he's going to be.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if Burke starts the beginning of the season and Frank ends up starting by the end of the season. But just given what I've seen now, your comparison with Rondo and Kidd is actually spot on. The main difference is Rondo and Kidd had to take a shot. They knew if the defense was giving them the shot, they had to take it.
Right.
And that
yeah.
When he gets that down,
he'll learn it. He'll learn it though.
Yeah. When he gets that down, he'll be just like a Jason Kidd or a Rondo. And he actually, I believe he shoots better. At least his mechanics, like his shot looks better than both of theirs.
Yeah.
So I think he'll end up being a better shooter than both of them. It's just a matter of knowing you can't give up shots because that hurts the team more than anything, as well as forcing a pass.
Right.
You know what I mean? But once he gets that down, he's good.
Yeah.
But shout out to the chat. Your Blackest Time. I want to hear some more callers. I just had to let Isaiah know that real quick. So
definitely, man. Appreciate it.
We gotta make the playoffs, and get that experience, and that's definitely more important than an unknown.
Yeah. You know what? I'm with you. If we can make the playoffs, I'd like to be in the playoffs. You know what I mean? If we can make the playoffs, and I think we should be shooting for the playoffs. Any team that steps on the floor, that should be your goal. Your goal should be to win. That's just me.
Exactly. It's not about being like if he say he don't want to be the Wizards or whatever other team. If the Knicks was in any one of their positions, we'd be shocking the world. Yeah. So yes, we do want to be in that position. We don't want to be in that position for 5 years. 6 years.
Right. But you get in that position and
to be a fourth seed or second round, we want that.
Yeah, and when you get in that position, then now you say, okay, you say, you know what, we're in this. Yeah, you learn. I mean, the amount of knowledge that you learn from being in the playoffs is tremendous, I think. Then, we get in a position like the Wizards or something like that, and we're young. Now we say, okay, now how do we take some steps forward? But let's see. We'll see what happens, man. Let's see what happens.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Then we figure out if we're max contract away or 2 max contracts away.
Right.
But shout out to the chat.
All right, Tony, man.
Your Blackest Time.
Peace, man. Peace.
One.
Knicks family. I promise you, I am. We're trying to work this whole system thing out. So it's going to get better. Stick with me. It's going to get there. We're just going through a little bit of trial and error now to get to the place that I want to get to with what I'm trying to accomplish. But one more question before I get out of here. Joakim Noah says he has hope for the Knicks. He has hope. He hasn't given up hope. I think I know what you guys feel about Joakim Noah right now. Some people, feel that we need Joakim Noah. Some people feel that we need to get rid of Joakim Noah. It's a mixed bag on Joakim Noah. Talk to me. What do what are we gonna do? Joakim Noah says Coach Fizz is cool. He wants to play for Coach Fizz. Is that a perfect marriage? Coach Fizz and Joakim Noah. You know what I mean? Is that a perfect marriage? Let's see what we talking about here. What's poppin', man? Who we got on the line?
What's up, brother? This is Israel.
Who's that?
Israel.
Oh, Israel. What's poppin', man? How you feeling?
What's up, my man? Damn, trying to get through all day to you, all night today from you, man.
Yeah, man. It's been a busy night, bro. Busy night.
I can see. Anyways, man, what are we talking about? The topic is the playoffs?
Playoffs, Joakim Noah, both of them. Either one.
Man, playoffs. Let me get by for the playoffs. First, playoffs, I think, to be honest with you, number one, the East, I feel like is wide open for the playoffs. I feel like all the teams fell off on the East since LeBron especially went, to the West right now, to the Lakers. But I feel like in a way that, I don't want to really make the 8th seed and then get them bounced out. I feel like I hope we get freaking another draft pick next year. We could build from that. And what's it called? Joakim Noah, man. I don't know, man. I feel like he might have a bounce back year. But listen, man, I told you from the first time I called you, man, I feel like with Mitchell Robinson, man, he could be, we might have a diamond in the rough. I don't know. It's only his third summer league game we saw from him. But, man, his defense, bro, the guy could flat, man. He saw those blocks tonight. The guy could really defend, man. I'm excited to see what he could do. And, like, everybody was talking about that he might start in the beginning of the season because yesterday you had a topic saying that, that people talking about that he might start. But I feel like still Enes Kanter is going to have the start over him. But I feel like that at the end of the games, maybe Coach Fizdale is going to utilize him and might close him out on some games because of his defense. Fizdale. One thing that Coach Hornacek didn't do last year is he played under the young guys. He tried to, he played for his job. So I feel like this year, Coach Fizdale, he's not going to do that. He's just going to throw the young kids in the fire. He's going to see what we have, especially with Ntilikina, man. Everybody's been trashing Ntilikina. I feel like this is the year that he's going to have to throw him in here. And we got to see what he's all about because last year, man, he was playing Jack so many minutes over Ntilikina. I feel like he didn't get his playing time. But this year, I feel like Fizdale, man, he's gonna throw the kid in there, and we're gonna see what we have. So, yeah. But Joakim Noah, I don't know with Joakim Noah if he's gonna come back or not. I don't know if Fizdale's gonna, if he's gonna use him or not. But if he has a strong comeback year, if he puts in the work this off season, and my man, bro, at the end of the day, Joakim Noah could defend, he could pass, and I feel like he could be a leader, a voice in the locker room.
Okay, let's see. I hope so. I mean, we got 17 million. We got $70 million invested in the guy. We need him to give us something. Right. If we can't move him, give us something. I said it before. I don't care if he's cleaning seats, cleaning toilets, getting gum off the bottom of the seat, bringing towels, water, whatever. We paying this guy $17-18 million. He's got to do something. Something 100%, he needs to do it.
100%. 100%, man. I agree with you there, man. 100%, man. He got to. I mean, listen. At the end of the day, if they don't use the lineup in any way, they, maybe give a roster spot, pick up somebody else, maybe another young talent somewhere. And honestly, I also feel like they should. I'm not really feeling Moody, man. I don't know if Moody is going to have a comeback year or whatever it is with him, man. I feel like, maybe they could package Dotson and what's it called? And Moody, and maybe, get some assets for next year's draft or something. So,
yeah, I mean, maybe, the thing is, those guys they've got to value those guys in order for, The one thing I think, and I'm not addressing this to you, but the one thing I think Knicks fans never understand is the value that our players have across the league. You know what I'm saying? You know, we can't, you know, all the time we hear, well, just send Joakim Noah to such and such team for this person. It's like, really? Do you think this team wants Joakim Noah? All the time, you know, we overvalue our guys and we undervalue our guys. We never truly understand where exactly our guys are in the league. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, you know, it's cool.
Man,
That's Knicks fans for you. That's Knicks fans for you. That's how we are. You know, that's how we are.
100%.
Let me, I want to get to some of these super chats. Hey, Israel, man, appreciate the call.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call, man.
No doubt, man. Have a good one, man. Peace.
You too. Bye.
Get to some of these super chats, man, before I get out of here. Want to give a shout out to Ace. Said the New York Knicks will be known as New York Knox in 3 years. KP will be number 2 and Timmy will be number 3. You know what? Ace, man, if you're still in the chat, listen, I'm with you. I know people, and I'm not going to do a whole video about this. I have thought about it, but I'm not. It's too early. And I ain't trying to cause no friction. But I do think that Knox is going to end up being the guy. You can keep it quiet for right now. Shh, don't tell nobody. All right, but I do think he's going to end up being the guy. Then, of course, Siobhan, she disagreed. Siobhan Robinson, he disagrees with me. Thank you for the super chat. Disagrees with me about KP and Knox. I'm cool with it, though. It's all right. You know, that's what it's all about. CP the Artist, thank you for the super chat. Said false hopes are more dangerous than fears. You know, I don't think I'm as smart as you, man. So you probably got to break it down for me. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm as smart as you. So break it down for me, bro. Break it down what you're saying for me. But another day in New York Knicks land. You know what I mean? Another day with the Knicks. Will we make the playoffs? I don't know. I don't think we will, but you know, if we start trending that way, I'm gonna be rooting for it. You better believe it. You know what I mean? But listen, I'm about to head off, guys. Got some things to do. I got more research to do. More things to take care of. You know, I got to keep tightening up the show. You know, so I got work to do. You know what I mean? Got work to do to get the mix that I'm looking for. You know, I'm looking for a mix that maybe other people don't have. So for Who's Mark, who asked why I switched from Skype, Who's Mark, if you're still in the building, it's because I'm working towards something, my man. You know what I mean? And you guys are guinea pigs for a little while I'm working out this trial and everything. You know what I mean? It happens like that sometimes. You got to be at peace with it, bro. You got to be at peace with it. You got to, keep your head level. But I'm about to head off. I really want to thank Chat Sports for coming on. You know what I mean? An up-and-coming program. I'm hoping, maybe at some point I can get on Chat Sports and do something with them. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to getting on with Tommy D. And when those times come, I'm going to make sure you guys are right there. Check us out. Thursday, Fro Magnum is going to be on. And I just may have a special guest besides Fro Magnum. That's going to come on and give us a little bit of, give us a little bit of love. Now, somebody that you probably haven't heard of. Maybe some of you have. But if this guy is able to make it, and it's an if, I'm saying if this guy is able to make it, I think you will thoroughly enjoy him. You know what I mean? I think he's he's somebody who's going to be up and coming, and I think you guys will have a good time listening to the guy. So I'm not going to say too much more then. I'm just going to say, he may possibly come on. Fro Magnum is definitely coming on, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about, her experience over there in Las Vegas at Summer League. Talk about, the Knicks and her, her homeboy or husband or boyfriend, or whoever he is, I don't know, is a Lakers fan. And, he might be on too to talk a little bit about the Lakers. The Lakers. Talk a little bit about the Lakers. And like I told him, when the Knicks and the Lakers play, I told him this before LeBron went there. I don't know now how much he's going to get roasted in the chat. I guess we'll roast him anyway. But I told her when the Knicks and Lakers play, he needs to come into the chat so he can get roasted. But now they got LeBron. We're still going to roast him anyway. We're going to roast the guy. All right. But I will see you guys Thursday night at 10:30. Let's keep this popping, man. We got up to 640-something people tonight, which is really good. I think, of course, some people want to come in and see Harris from Chat Sports. But, let's try to keep it going. Let's push this thing towards 700. Let's push it towards 700. Let's get up to 700. You know what I mean? And let's keep it rocking, man. Thank you guys for being on with me. Very good show. You guys are always patient, always on. If I didn't get to you, you didn't get your call in, get us on the next show. Like I said, I'm working out that system, so we're going to have it right. Trust me, I'm doing it. I want you guys to have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll catch y'all Thursday. Peace. If you enjoyed this show, please subscribe below. Ring the bell. Get a notification anytime that I go live. Follow me. Knicks fans, the chat, all the way to the beginning of the season, throughout the season, we will be here talking about the New York Knicks. Thursday, Fro Magnum, possibly another special guest, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time for those who are in other regions of the country and the world. Peace.